Brighouse Town, and South Yorkshire's top on the side, Stocksbridge Park Steelers.
Hello and welcome here to Brackenmore for this Northern Premier League East match between Stocksbridge Park Steels and Brighouse Town. The Steels got back to winning ways last week on their trip to Newton Aycliffe in the FA Trophy, winning 3-1 there as the Steels booked their place in the next round of the trophy for the first time since 2016. Now the Steels have faced a side that over many years has been a bit of a bogey team. Brighouse have consistently been able to get victories over Stocksbridge, very frustratingly so, even when times when Steels have probably been the better side. Sometimes Brighouse have come out with a win. However, that changed back in January. Curtis Turner's free kick in the 90th minute, sealing a 3-2 win for Stocksbridge away at Brighouse. But they've now got to go do it at Brackenmore today. Okay. It's going to be a tough game, but we will get the teams out for you now. So, for Stocksbridge today, it's Ben Townsend in goal, Bailey Ty Baker, Jack Tinker, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Jordan Lemon, who comes in for Mitch Langton at centre-back, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, who's the captain today, the leading scorer, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The bench is Dan Grierson, Alex O'Connor, Curtis Davis could make his debut after signing from Leamington in the week, Oliver Novak could make his senior debut today, and then there's also our assistant manager, Andy Ring. For Brighouse today, you've got Mikey Roxburgh makes his second return to Stocksbridge this season, after being on loan with us a couple of years ago. Then there's Narlo Baptista, Darius Smith, Sam Bentley, Alexander Phillipson, Jorge Sikora, Ashley Butterworth, Joshua Grant, who's their captain, Mohamed Kasim, who's one of the leading scorers in the league with 9 goals, Sam Drake, and Myron Gibbons. The bench is Jack Dando, Jack Crook, Jaden Major, Adaremi Efunuga, and Jack Normanton. So we're just getting a few handshakes in the centre here. One of the things that always appeals about this tie is that I've always felt like Stocksbridge and Brighouse are quite similar clubs. They're in similar in many ways. They're one of these small towns that's sort of part of, but not really attached to a much bigger city with a lot of big names around them. I think they operate in similar ways by trying to get young players in and build on them and build a squad over years to eventually go for something rather than try and splurge a load of money and go for it right now. So I think it's always an interesting tie, this, because of that, because of the similar sort of mentalities, and especially Vil Powell being such a long-serving manager as well at Brighouse, even with some of the poor form Brighouse last year. They kept the faith in him, and they're hoping to pay dividends for it this year. Thomas Poole just standing over it. We are ready for kickoff here. Just waiting for the referee to do his final checks. And here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get the game underway. They're in the yellow shirt, blue shorts and blue socks from left to right, while Brighouse are in navy blue shirts, orange shorts and orange socks from right to left. As there's a free kick to Brighouse early, Hogg had stopped it and kind of held on to thinking the free kick was going the Steels' way, but it is actually being given to Brighouse. And as I forgot to do, my name's Adam Allcroft. I'm your commentator today, and we are sponsored by Jason Rawson, carpet fitter and supplier. Looks like Darius Smith will look to boot the ball downfield, looking to get it into the box. It's a good-looking ball as well. Headed on and then hooked away by Oglesby. Almost falls to Drake, but headed away to him. Baptista's come far up. Quite a short lad, but he's got some pace on him there, and he's just actually got his physicality to shove Turner off the ball. Puts a good-looking cross in. Header goes into the box. It's not aimed at goals, and it's gone to left-hand side. Brighouse started well, and it's almost really good from Kasim, who's turned his man very well, but his touch was too heavy, and it went out for a goal kick. Early danger from Brighouse there, as they look good in this one so far. Oh, so it's now here with Ben Townsend. So Ben Townsend will here to take the goal kick. Sorry, I was having a photo shoot there with our secretary, Dave Towler, coming over to take a picture with me for some unknown reason. So it's here Townsend here, who will send this one long. Big header back from Brighouse, and they're going to get back on the attack right away here. It's on the left-hand side here with Kasim. Puts it centrally here to Grant, who is dispossessed by Goodwin, and Hogg will look to build a bit of a heavy touch, and that did allow the sliding tackle to go in from Bentley. I thought the last touch might come off Hogg, but it's actually going to be a throw-in here for Stock. Baker will throw it in back to Poole, back to Baker, who's knocked it long, but it's just going to bounce out for a throw in here. So Brighouse will get the ball back here with Darius Smith, the left back here, who's replacing Sam Reed, who made one of the big transfers of the summer in this league, going to Sheffield Wednesday. Played here for the under-21s earlier this year. as Goodwin head that one right back into an identical place. Going to be another throw-in for Darius Smith to take. Another long throw down the line. Baker gets the first touch, but only goes back to Brighouse, who clips it long for Gibbons to try and chase. Oglesby heads it away and headed back to him, and Graylinkus flips over to Tinker, and Tinker right-footed puts the ball forward. No one in that area, though. Yeah. And it's going to go all the way back to Mike Roxburgh. He'll take his first touches of the game here. The former Steels goalkeeper came on loan to us in 2022. Well liked around these parts as he sends it long looking for Drake, but it's Oglesby who clears it away, and then it goes to Baptista, who beats, turn into the ball. He's going to look to slip it, but well put by Tinker, but then it's only going to go back to Butterworth, who's trying to get down the right, but Butterworth's been a bit too physical at Tinker, and the free kick has been given away. Stocksbridge will get the ball back. We're 3 minutes gone in this game at the moment, and it is 0-0 here. We will try and keep you up to date with other score lines from our league and local fixtures as the day goes on. There's not much to tell you about as of yet, though. Ball down long, looking for Rawson. He heads it on well to Jack Watson, who's got some space. He's trying to lay it off. It's looking to pull. Pull touching! Steals lead! It's the Stocksbridge's first attack of the game. We're in a few minutes. Thomas Poole has put Stocksbridge ahead, but before we wait for anything, there's actually going to be some consultation with the linesman. So this might not count just. It is actually, I believe.
Goal for Stocksbridge, Ken Thomas.
And yes, that is the goal being officially given. There was doubts for offside. I didn't see the offside myself, but I didn't see it enough to make a decision for you of any reason. But it is 1-0 Stocksbridge, with Thomas Poole scoring his first of the season. Won a lot last week. He won a lot last week. So great for that. And Brighouse get the game underway. Just 4 minutes into the fun, and the Steels are leading 1-0 here. As now it's Jack Watson. It was all down to Jack Watson. Well, the header on from Rawson to Jack Watson, who put a fantastic ball that Roxburgh missed there. And now Stocksbridge have what they want, the lead so far. They got an early lead, though, at Brighouse and would go 2-1 down later on in that game. So game definitely not over yet. So throwing here to Brighouse on the right-hand side here. Headed away, and it's going to go to the left-hand side, just bounce but awkwardly, and it's a few tackles going in, and Stockbridge do get the ball back. Hawk hooks it forward, and Watson might just peel off again, but it's well cleared by Sakura. And then it's going to go back into the Brighouse defence. It's a bit of pinball there, as in Stocksbridge, I thought they'd won the ball away, but Hogg has done a little trip there, and the free kick is going to be given. Ross Goodwin not happy with that decision. Back here for Brighouse to take this free kick just behind the halfway line, on the centre circle actually. Steels get their earliest goal of the season so far. With ball looking for the far end, Baker will head it away. Poole looking to turn, and Poole will just boot this one down. Rawson's following it with his eyes. He's getting his shirt pulled a bit there, but he eventually miscontrols a bit. It's going to go to Brighouse's way. Rawson's complaining. It was Brighouse throwing, but his shirt didn't get pulled there. He's still complaining with our linesman, who's got the biggest beard you'll ever see, the linesman here, but it's now Gibbons on the left-hand side, who has the beat in a pace for Lemon. Lemon does get a tackle in, knocks it off Gibbons, and it's going to be a goal kick. Good defensive work from Lemon after initially getting beaten for pace by a man who scored a hat-trick for Rossington Main against the Steels in the Sheffield Senior Cup a few years ago. Ryan Gibbons, a very talented player who I was quite jealous of Brighouse when they signed him last year, because he's definitely a talent. Ball going long here to Tinker, who cuts inside, hasn't really got control of it yet, and he has to boot that one up in the air to avoid a tackle going in of him. Poole will head it backwards to Lemon. Lemon and heads it forward, but it's going to go out for a throw into Brighouse. Ball goes forward, but Hogg intercepts it. But his interception only goes back to Brighouse, so he's dispossessed. Now back with Turner, and it's a bit quick and frantic from Stocksbridge at the moment, and but they have managed to pass out of the press there, which is very impressive. And Baker's clipped one long looking for Watson, but head away at the last minute. Goodwin puts a foot in, gets to Baker, gets through to Poole, who looks to turn, but only spins it out to play for a throw-in. Now out for a Brighouse throw-in, who sent it long, comes off the back of Hogg that throw-in, and then it's going to be one now inside the Steel's half for Brighouse. Another long throw down. Baker heads it away, looking for Rawson. And Rawson looks to feel like his man is being held by scorer, but no free kick given, and that's caused Andy Ring to become a bit irate on the sideline. Chip ball into the area from Brighouse, but Townsend's out of there to claim it. Rolls it out for Baker now, who's looking to push it forward. That's through to Poole, who has to cut inside. Back with Hogg, who clips forward, and Goodwin has got the beaten of his fullback here. Goodwin down the right wing. Goodwin now just got to beat his man, not the base man. Lays off for Watson, who's looking to turn. He hasn't really got the space to shoot, and he's going to get shoved off the ball. It's good physicality from Baptista there, and that is going to be over there. And eventually, they are able to clear it. Having to be a bit honest with Kasim, causing problems, but it's back to Townsend and back through to Baker now. It's through to Rawson, then to Poole, who's going to clip on for Goodwin to chase, and Goodwin didn't really have the turn on for it. And it's going to go back to Roxburgh. Good positive start from Stocksbridge as they lead 1-0, and the Brighouse have shown some moments in attack as well. Might be a few in this one. As a dog tries to put off the Brighouse defenders, it is going to go back to Roxburgh. Rawson will close him down, and you're close to getting him, and in the end, Roxburgh's ball can only go out of play. So, quality pressing from Luke Rawson. Belper have taken lead against Bridlington. Phil Watt has lit up the match there, as it's just going to bounce out for enough Brighouse throwing from after the Steels started play. Dog is showing his support for the Steels at the moment. Very vocal. Throwing in, looking for Drake, and he does flick it on. Then Cassie flicks on, but only back to Oglesby, who's going to lay a pass out to Tinker, and he pushes it forward to Watson, who has to stretch to get it, and he does, though. But when he's being forced backwards, though, Baptista is absolutely harassing him, and Baptista wins the ball off him, but it gets back, bounced off Tinker, I think, last, and it's going to actually, I say last, it's going to be Stocksbridge's throw. Should never get me deciding who does throws, because I get it wrong every time. As that throw in from Stocksbridge is headed out by Phillips, and there it's going to be another throw-in, but this time quite in a more attacking position in front of the JBM advertising sign. Waiting for the throw here as He's going to go into the box looking for Watson. There was an idea there, but Brighouse are able to cut it out, and they have cleared. Hogg's going to try and stop him going any further. He does by getting himself pushed over. Butterworth looking quite unhappy with that, and it's going to be a free kick to Stocksbridge. 10 minutes gone in this one. It's 1-0 to the Steels. As Poole will go over there, take it. I think there's going to be an attempt to try and get this one right into the box here. And here comes Poole waiting. We're just having a delay because the referee, Neil Howell, is having to talk with a couple of the Brighouse players, including Josh Grant and Ashley Butterworth. Definitely no card for that, but you're just having a little chat with him. And Poole's going to clip the ball in a bit low, but he bounced through everyone, and Roxburgh has to be alert. He has to claim it in the end. Could have easily bundled its way into the net if Mike Roxburgh had not been aware. Ball going long, well controlled here by Kasim, who's now looking to cross it field, but no one's really there. But I have to say that Baptista's burst of pace has got to. It's actually turned into a great ball because no one was there, but Baptista's pace is electric as he's put a good looking ball in. Kasim gets the header, but he's going to just head it well wide of goal. His attacking ability on the right hand side now, Baptista is going to be one to watch throughout this game because he has been a danger. Though it was obviously from that left hand side where Watson created the goal, so maybe that means there'll be some gaps in behind. Back for Townsend now to take this. So just waiting for him, taking his time. This goal kick Ben Townsend, which makes me have to splutter on about nothing for a bit. How's your weekends all been? Obviously, please do let us know what you're thinking of the game so far in our comment section. We will try and respond to you during the game as Rawson heads that one on, but only back to Sakura, who clears it down long, and Kasim just peeled away from his man really well there. Lemon's got a battle there, as Kasim will look to flick it on here for Drake, but it's just a bit too ahead of him to be able to clear. And then Rawson's going to fight for it. He heads it on to Pool. Pool then looking to try and get it across field. He doesn't really get a clean connection with it, though. Headed away by Brighouse, but then a poor header from Grant's going to allow Goodwin to get onto it, and Goodwin's going to let one for Ross to try and run onto, but Sakura is covering in it and passing it back to Roxburgh. Roxburgh will just take his time with it now. Rawson won't press on this occasion. And despite the urge of a couple of our fans to press him, but Roxburgh will send it long. Baker will head that one away. It's going to go out for a Brighouse throw inside the Steel's half. So currently 1-0 to the Steel's here as Brighouse have it in their midfield with Smith now, who puts it through to Kasim, and he comes deep before a ball goes in, looking for Drake, but Oglesby clears it well. Back now to Bentley, who gets his way around Turner, but Goodwin goes in with a good tackle. Going all the way back now to Phillips, who gets it to Baptiste on the right-hand side. He's put a long ball looking for the run of Gibbons, and it's a good-looking ball, but it might just bounce between Gibbons and well to keep that in. Slight challenge going in there. There's a few gasps, but no appeals. And then Tinker will, I think we'll call that a traditional non-league tackle because there were no appeals from any of the Brighouse players. Rawson's going to try and cut cross. Probably has caused it. He's got it here. He's going to take the shots. Great save from Roxburgh. Going to bounce out for a corner here. Rawson's done fantastic work to just out-muscle his defender. He's trying to curl it in, but Roxburgh is equal to it with a great diving save. We saw that quite a bit from when he used to play for Stocksbridge here, and he's done really well for Brighouse there to keep it at 1-0. Steele's now with a corner kick. So Pool here will look for the out-swinging corner. Look at the far end. Oglesby just can't get his head over it. Goes beyond him after getting a touch. Baptista will clear it before it goes out for the throw-in. As Kasim heads that on, Tinker will have that covered. He passes it back to Townsend. And he's going to just slow the game down again. Jason Croft, can you speak over? We can hardly hear you in Yorker. I can't. If you need me to turn it up a bit, I will turn it up there. I think that's a large king of raw break. The microphone gets broke. As it goes to Goodwin, who heads it for, but just a bit too far for Rawson. Brighouse are able to clear it away. As Kasim's going to go touch, and he might have the beaten there. It's a bit clumsy from both sides, and in the end, the foul goes Stocksbridge's way. Bit of a 50-50 one. I don't think either side should have really got a foul on that one. Just both players looking a bit clumsy about it, and Brighouse were the ones who would pay for it. Vil Powell not particularly pleased, the former Steels player on the Brighouse bench today. And Townsend will get the free kick here. 15 minutes gone in this game. It's 1-0 to Stocksbridge. Takes it short to Jordan Lemon here, who takes a few touches before looking to get it cross field, looking for Rawson, headed away back to Hogg, who's tests it towards Watson, but it's a bit behind him. He's going to face up Baptista. He's not going to have the beating of pace of Baptista, and Baptista does get his foot in and knocks it off Watson to get the throwing back to the away side. So, hello to Jason Croft, though, listening over in Mallorca. God, I say I'd be jealous, but I'm in Athens on Monday. Headed on and then sliced backwards by Hogg. It's a throw now in the Steel's half for Brighouse. As we are, we've got some more goals to tell you about. Belper 2-0 up on Bridlington. Ravenel James has scored, and Pontefract beating Stockton. Adam Hoare has scored their latest goal as Goodwin heads one away. Back now for Phillipson in the Brighouse defence. Quite a different Brighouse side from what we saw last year. But this case with teams with the smaller budgets in the league, you have to rebuild pretty much every year. Back with Baptista, who's going to clip it long and then head it on by Butterworth. And it could cause problems as Cassim gets in. Appeals for a handball, not given. But it goes back to Lemon, and Lemon's going to have the time to clear on, I think, because Brighouse might have been waiting for the free kick to be given. Darius Smith will get this back and pass it back to Roxburgh. Rawson's going to try and cause a problem for him, but Roxburgh gets it out of his feet well before Rawson can get there. Hogg's going to head it sideways, and it's going to now be a throw for Brighouse just inside their own half. Ossett United have taken a 1-goal against Newton Aycliffe. Diego Edwards has scored for them. As it's now currently with Gibbons, who's done well to beat his man there before he had a shot which has took a deflection. Townsend has done all he can to keep it in, and he has done really well with sliding challenges. A well-deserved applause for Townsend, who worked incredibly hard to stop the set piece happening. We're 17 minutes gone in this game, and it is 1-0 to the Steels. Ball long here, looking for Rawson. Having his shirt pulled, he still manages to head it on. Goodwin gets something onto it, but it only goes back to Darius Smith at left back, who clears it out, and then head on by Drake, looking for Gibbons, who heads it beyond, but then it goes back to Baker, who gives it back to Townsend. He's happy to collect it. Cassim's going to keep him honest, but then Townsend's going to steer it out looking for Watson, and Watson gets a good touch off Baptista there, and he passes it back here to Turner, and Turner's trying to get him, but it's some good pressure there from the midfielder, but it's actually going to be... I'm not sure what it is, actually. The referee stopped. Oh, I believe we've got a nosebleed for Alexander Phillipson. So Phillipson is going to have to head off the pitch for a second while he gets this tended to. But that means for Brighouse that they've lost a centre-back for a bit of time. And this will be when Stocksbridge are thinking quite cynically, maybe we can take advantage of this. And one you'd be really angry if you end up conceding from, because it's just bad luck more than anything. Well, there's on Rawson, flicks it on, looking for Watson, but Baptista will control. Well, actually, poor touch there. Watson almost nips in on him, but it is cleared away. Back to Tinker, who heads it forward to Turner, who chests it down and controls well, but he's forced into a bit of a cul-de-sac, and he can only clear it back to Baptista, and then Turner goes in with a tackle, gets the touch on it, but Baptista continues before Hogg gets to tackle him, but it's only gone back to Brighouse here, and they're looking for Gibbons with this ball. He's turned well, and he's bouncing a bit awkwardly. Gibbons, there's appeals from Brighouse, heavy ones for... It's a bit of a small push. I think that would have been a bit of a weak one, really, to have given. It's because of a delayed push from Baker that the appeal there. There was definitely contact, but I don't think enough of a contact for any sort of penalty to be given. They're not going to give that in the box. Baker throws out to Goodwin, who takes a touch, then tries to get it back to Baker, but they knock it off Gibbons and get the throw in here. Brighton are beating Manchester United 1-0 through Danny Welbeck. And Huddersfield are beating Rotherham United 1-0 through Omar Karoma. Oh no, Josh Karoma, I believe it is actually. As Watson tried chipping the ball into the box, but no one was there for it, and it's back with Roxburgh now. We'll try to keep it in Premier League games as well, just because we want to ruin your match-a-day experience. Roxburgh sending a ball long here. Goodwin will head it forward. Rawson can't challenge it. He's offside. And it goes back to Hoggy, and Hogg's going to look for the runner, Watson. And Watson might have the beat to Baptista. Baptista may have the pace on him, but Watson's first there. He's looking to control it as he gets close to the corner flag. He needs some support. Gets it from Turner. Turner looking to turn, and he's been forced to pass it back to Hogg. Hogg's going to get through to Tinker, but he's actually Turner step back to get it. Then back to Hogg, who's going to chip it over towards Goodwin on the right-hand side, headed away, but Poole tries to keep it there, but it goes back to Tinker in central midfield at the moment. Poole flicks it onto Baker on the right-hand side. He's looking for his options here. Baker tries to go across him, but he's blocked by Smith, and then it's now with Brighouse with Gibbons, and they're going to get it away, and they've got it quite well to Butterworth, who's moved onto the right-hand side. Takes it a few steps forwards, then goes to Cassim, who's dropped deep, which is 10th of the season. And now he's going to go towards the left-hand side, and Smith just almost keeps it in play, but he can't, and it's out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. We are currently 21 minutes into this game so far. And it's back for Baker to down line, look for Goodwin, but he's actually going to just bounce off Bentley here. Sam Bentley gets a bit of a shout out by his captain, Josh Grant, for the loss of possession there. And Ian Richards, before he gives Bailey the ball, will give him a few instructions on how he wants this throw-in to go. Going down the line, looking for Rawson. Going to be headed behind by the centre back, but it goes through to Darius Smith, who's going to hook that one away. Oaksby will challenge for this header, and he gets a clean one away to Watson, who heads it on really well, but then it goes back to Phillipson, who's back on the pitch. Heads it way down to Hogg, who's going to clip one long for Watson to chase. Watson might have the beating a pace there, but well cleared by Phillipson there. Watson almost nipping onto it now with Butterworth on the right-hand side, who tries to run beyond his man, but his touch is too heavy, and it's going to go up for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Nothing else to tell you about from any of the other games at the moment. Obviously, you may have seen it. You may have watched some non-league football on the TV this afternoon. As Tadcaster faced Chester in the FA Cup on BBC Sport, and Tadcaster, great credit to themselves in that game. They were leading 1-0 for a large portion of that match. Would end up losing 3-1 in the end, 2 late goals, but I think a fantastic credit to the Northern Counties League. And fantastic for them after having quite a bit of a horrid year last year as the ball goes forward for Stocksbridge, and it's going to be cleared away by Sakura. And then it's going to be offside flag, and then a bit of a weird one because Stocksbridge cleared it back to Brighouse, but then not the free kick not given like you'd expect it to. Poole here has got the ball though now, lays off to Goodwin, who's at the sort of right back role, pushing forward, looking for the pass towards Turner. It's a poor pass though, and it's going to be gathered here. It's quite close by Smith. Turner's going to tackle it off, and Turner goes over, and it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position for Stocksbridge. A problem all of Brighouse's own making. Darius Smith being too lax in the ball, Turner causing problems, and it's going to be a free kick now for the Steels. Ashington have taken lead in the local derby against Dunstan. Paul's Van Zanvliet has scored for them. Former North Shields lad. Here comes the corner. Whistle goes. Right footed, good looking ball and headed away, and then flicked on beyond Hogg, who is looking to get on the end of it. Goes back to Lemony, who's going to touch it forward, trying to get it to Watson on the left hand side behind him, and he's being forced further back now. Gets past to Hogg. Hogg doesn't seem to be aware of it, but it still gets to him. Now he passes a short one over to Turner, who's again forced backwards, and back to Hogg, who's looking to get the pass to Goodwin, but well intercepted by Grant here. Just good positioning from Brighouse. There's a long ball here looking for Gibbons, and he's got some space on the left-hand side. The well in from Baker there, who gets a tackle in. Townsend then, not sure if it was going to be a corner or not. It is going to be a corner. It went out first, and Brighouse get their first corner of the game. 24 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Steels, but they've got a tough one to defend here. Cleethorpes are leading 1-0 in the FA Cup. Not sure who they're facing, but going well for them so far in the Cup. Here comes a left-footed ball in, and it's beyond everyone. It bounces in the box, but it's Lemon who gets it away. But it's going to still be with Brighouse. Poole gets a bit of bad luck on that bounce, and it's now always Grant on the left-hand side, looking for the run of Gibbons here, battling with Baker. Baker gets his foot in. It's going to be another corner kick. Some pressure from Brighouse now. A few Brighouse fans making their presence known here. It's got Josh Grant taking this corner. Here comes the corner in, and it's going to be Hogg who gets the first clearance away. And it's going to go back to the left-hand side. Grant, who evades a little trip, and he's going to put a good-looking left-footed ball in, looking for the far post. Headed towards into the 6-yard area. Lemon's covering it, and Townsend able to claim it. It's good defending from Jordan Lemon there to make sure no one can just nip in at the far post, and Townsend will take a few moments to calm his defence down here. Going to clip it long here, looking for Watson, and get Phillipson, who has to clear it away before it gets to him. Hogg gets onto the ball first. Not a great ball, and that allows Baptista to clear it away. Back with Tinker, who's just heads it in front of him and trying to get it to Tinker, but he's been nipped in by Baptista, who's caused problems all this game. But Tinker's able to get back and clear it down the field to Rawson, who chases it down, but then Gavin in midfield. Steele's not winning any of the second balls at the moment as he goes through to Grant, who looks to get off the side, but Baker clears in, and it's going to be too far beyond for everyone. It's going to be a throwing well in the Brighouse half for the away side. 26 minutes gone in this game, 1-0 to Stocksbridge. Tony goes in. Well evaded from Grant as Goodwin tried to press on him. Tried to get across field to Gibbons, who's on the right wing at the moment. He's going to have a battle with Tinker here. Trying to get beyond Tinker. Puts the cross in. He's blocked by Tinker, and he's going out for a throw-in. Good work from Tinker at left back there to stop Cassim putting the ball in. It's been a bit of a problem for the Steels there, but we've been able to hold on that occasion. Throwing going in. Headed away by Tinker, only going to the edge of the box, but Hogg gets the second ball away. Now to Rawson, trying to hold it up. Back to Turner, who's trying to lay the pass through to Watson, but it's intercepted. And then out of play for a Stocksbridge throw, a bit poor from Phillipson there. Back with Steels now, leading 1-0. Waiting just for the throw to go in here. Bringing into Watson, who tries to control it. Poor control out for Brighouse throwing this pressure, which we thought might have been relief of it, is going to continue from the away side, who are having a really nice passage of play at the moment. Throwing down the line here. Been trying to be controlled by Cassim, but Stocksbridge able to come away with it, and they've actually knocked it off one of their Brighouse meant to get a throw in, so that attack is over for now. Just can Stocksbridge keep hold of the ball for a bit. And go down the line, and it's going to go all the way back to Phillipson, who clears it back out. Goodman trying to get onto it, but it's been headed away from him. Cassim battling for it, but being Hogg winning the ball well. He's trying to get through a few players here, but it gets away from him only back to Turner. But Stocksbridge have given away a free kick in that inside the centre circle, and so to say, Stocksbridge are not keeping possession for more than like 5-10 seconds at the moment, which is allowing Brighouse to come on them a bit. So, just waiting to see what they do. It's a bit of one of those ones, like almost identical in the sense, so it's tricky to see what they're going to do. They're going to look for Darius Smith on the left-hand side, but Baker heads it away simply, and Poole's going to see if he can turn this into a counter-attack. I think Brighouse actually got down back quite quickly, stopped that, but he goes back to Goodwin, who's going to lay the pass forward, but it's a poor pass, and it's going to go out for a throw-in here. The club captain, they're not the best passer in the world. You can see Ian Sutton in the comments saying, come on, Steele, 3 points today. So far, Steelers are on track for it, but Brighouse have been better in the last 10 minutes, I'd say, as Lemon clears this one down, but intercepted by Grant, who sent it forward immediately with his first touch. Tinker will head that one away. Turner gets onto that header, and he's being pressed by 2 players here. This is what Brighouse is doing quite well, getting 2 players around. Each Stocksbridge player gets the ball. Play down the line, and then goes to Tinker, who's going to take the touch outwards and then send it away to Watson, who heads it in the middle, but no one's there for it. Goodwin goes in with a tackle, but I'm surprised at that one being given, because that one was I thought, a fair tackle, and Goodwin will get his customary yellow card. Though this time, I think he'll have a good chance to say he shouldn't have got the yellow card. He got to the ball first. So, and Rawson not particularly happy chucking that ball up into the air. Rawson has to be careful with the new rules that he don't get himself booked as well. So Ross Goodwin with the first yellow of the game. So now back with Sakura, who's Baptista, I mean, who's going to take this free kick. As Brighouse look a bit frustrated while they're taking this free kick. They're going to try and clip it into the box, but it's just easy for Townsend. And Darius Smith on the left-hand side looks very angry about that. Townsend immediately taking one long, looking for Watson. Watson's trying to hook it behind his feet. He just can't do that, but it's a bit clumsy defending here. Watson still caused problems. Baptista's trying to get away. Watson slipped over, but still somehow manages to tackle him, and then he doesn't keep it in play, though. But Jack Watson's going to get a round of applause from the home fans just for the tenaciousness of it all. It was great, though, thinking from Ben Townsend to try and find Watson immediately on that, who had already made a bursting run. Ball going long, going to be headed away, and then Brighouse get it back, but the tackle goes in, and it's going to be Watson trying to fight for it. He's going to have a battle. Butterworth wins the battle, clears it out to Oglesby, who appeals for a handball, but not given. He passes it back to Lemon, who's going to get all the way back now to Townsend. Townsend will take the touch and send it long, looking for Watson. Watson makes a bit of a late move for it. That means Baptista can just head it away. Go back to Tinker, who heads it forward to Watson. Watson claims it, lays it off for Hogg, who gets it back to Watson, who allows it to go through his legs, and then it's intercepted by Baptista, who only clears it back to Tinker to head it back to him. Turner will keep that ball point in. Watson trying to go forward with it. Gets it through to Turner, and it's in, and there could be an attacking opportunity here. Turner cutting inside, putting a chip ball. That's going to be over behind everyone, really. Poole gets it on the right-hand side. Poole turns his man, tries to put the cross in, teasing cross, and claimed by Roxburgh at the near post. And he gets a bit of a receipt there from Goodwin at the same time as well. Ball going long here, looking for Gibbons, but it's back for Oglesby to head it forward, only to be sliced by Grant, who screams in frustration at that as he goes out for a throw into Stocksbridge. 31 minutes gone in this, and Stocksbridge leading 1-0 at the moment. Going down here to Poole, then back to Baker, then over to Hogg, who's going to click on long, looking for Rawson, who chests it down well to Goodwin, who gets it through the legs of Sakura, then over to Poole on the right hand side, then back to Baker, who's going to clip one looking for the runner Goodwin, but headed away and then clear back out, but only back out to Poole. Poole here will look to get it back into defence and restart, but it is a bit poor pass, and Lemon has to work hard to get on the end of it, and it has to go all the way back to Townsend. Townsend will send this one up. He is looking for Rawson, who will head it up into the air, but no one's really there to claim it. Rawson has to go try and do it, but he loses out on it, goes back to Drake, and then back to Grant, who is being harassed by Goodwin, and that's enough for it to go back to Hogg, and Hogg will send it long, but no one's there for it. Goes back with Roxburgh now. No more goals to tell you about the North Premier League East. It's been a bit of a quiet one since those early goals. And in Premier League, Aston Villa are leading 1-0 against Crystal Palace through Diaby. As it's a bit of a head tennis here as it goes to seam to his feet now. Gets the beat and a Baker there on the left-hand side, but then that next touch wasn't the best, and Goodwin allows it to nip in and then clears down, but Ralston looks to be unhappy. He wanted it to feet rather than over top of him, and he's probably right to say that because it's back with Roxburgh now. Roxburgh will send this one long now. Headed backwards by Baker's going to be out for a Brighouse throw-in now. Some defending needed from Stocksbridge to prevent this from turning into anything more dangerous. Brian goes behind here to Bentley, who pass it forward to Grant. Grant is forced backwards, has a little slip and goes Poole just nipping with the tackle, and then he lays off Turner, and there's going to be an attempt at a counter-attack here. Turner going to look for Watson with the pass. It's a great pass to Watson. Watson will now run at Baptista. He's trying to cut inside. Baptista gets in with a footed, but evades him. Watson take the shot. It's a drill of a shot, and it's just wide from the former Doncaster Rovers, man. Fantastic work from Jack Watson, looking for the bottom corner. Not too far wide. Dangerous man. And it's all from the counter-attack, which they do look a bit vulnerable from at times. Now back here for Roxburgh to take this goal kick. See that Answorth are leading 1-0 in a local derby with Maltby May. As the ball goes long here, head on by Butterworth, and it's beyond everyone. Oglesby's having to be quick, but he's not the quickest man on the pitch, and he does get back to Townsend, and Townsend boots it away. Gibbons causing some problems there. Scored against Stocksbridge, not only in that hat-trick we told, but scored against us over in the game at the Yorkshire Payment Stadium at the very start of the year. Steels went on to win 3-2 in that match. As the throwing goes down the field, but cleared away then by, Phillipson there. So back for Tinker to take the throw in a good attacking position. Goes to the left side, trying to keep it in. He does, and his cross is blocked and out for another throw, very close to the corner flag. He's just waiting for his move here, throwing it towards Watson, back here for Tinker, and he gets a bit of hack down, and it's going to be a dangerous free kick for Stockbridge on this left-hand side, close to the corner flag, bit like a corner, right in front of our Airflow sign, one of our many fantastic sponsors. Please do get in touch if you wish to join our band of sponsors. A former Stocksbridge Park Steels player has scored. Harrison Biggins has put Doncaster into the lead against Forest Green, while James Ward-Prowse has put West Ham ahead against Manchester City. But that's more important is Harrison Biggins, the former Steels, scoring. We do like seeing our former players who get into the Football League do well. We do have a few of them, which we're all pretty proud of. Thomas Poole here with the free kick. Here it comes. Bit of a low one. Gutic flicked in. Goodwin has scored his first of the season. Brooks Goodwin, who has missed quite a few chances this year, I think it's to say the least. He finally gets started for the year with a great flick on at the near post.
Stocksbridge, number 8, Ross Goodwin.
So it's Ross Goodwin, the captain, who has the Steels 2-0 up here. I thought at first it was going to be what he'd miskicked it, Thomas Poole, but it was a plan aimed at Ross Goodwin, and he does get to it in the near post and gets it beyond Roxburgh. Steels lead 2-0 now. Back here now for Grant to get it towards the left-hand side, headed beyond and to Turner, who's gathered it, and he's going to knock it out here to Watson. He can't keep it in, and it's going to be out for a throw-in on that right-hand side. Headed on here, looking here for Kassim, who's the top scorer for Brighouse, but Oglesby covers it well, and Oglesby tries to clear it out. It's well blocked by Gibbons, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. 37 minutes gone in, the Steels leading 2-0 now. Tinker, big throw down the line, but headed back by Bentley, headed on by Drake, but no one's there, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. In the main aim from Stocksbridge is not to concede before the half like they did against Sheffield FC, which allowed Sheffield FC to come back and win 4-2 after the Steels were 2-0 up. Stocksbridge won't want that to happen again, and I think one of the main aspects of that is making sure that 2-0 lead is preserved by the time you get to that 45-minute mark. It's been a very confident performance from Stocksbridge today. Another goal to tell you about. Bridlington Town are back into the game against Belper. Lewis Dennison has scored. So it's 2-1 there to Belper. As Baker takes a touch, he's almost robbed of it by Smith, and he does almost get it to Kassim, but a sliding chance from Lewin, which attacks the press box. Announcer here, Martin's just had a nasty surprise as he stands by the press box here, almost getting a bit of a battering. But Brighouse here, still on the attack. Ball shot from Butterworth is high and wide. Yeah, Jordan Lemon's clearance there, almost hitting one of his sponsors. I'd be asking for my money back if one of my sponsors had hit me with the ball. Well, instead it hit our, almost, well, it came very close to getting our announcer Martin behind us, who at the moment is just happy because both the Manchester teams are losing.
Be happy with that?
Well, one of the fans of the Manchester teams would not be happy with it. We all want Tottenham to win the title this year, don't we? Postecoglou ball, Ange ball, as Turner gets the ball in midfield here, but he is going to lose it, and Kassim's quick to get onto it and that turn this into an attacking position. He's running at the defence, lays it off for Grant on the left-hand side, cuts inside, putting a good-looking ball for the far post, but Oglesby will head that one away. Butterworth's the first one onto it, takes the touch. Turner gets a good foot in, and then Watson will claim it, then Turner clears it out for Rawson. Rawson needs to hold it up, and he can't do, but he gets it back after the second attempt. He tries to get it beyond, but he knocks out for a Steel's throw-in. Quickly taken this throw-in, and now it's with Turner on the left-hand side. He's got two men around him. Back heel to Rawson, who's looking to get the beat on his man, but it's a good tackle from Phillips, and he'll carry away and boot it clear. And Townsend's going to come out of his box to get that. Not a great touch from Townsend. Man on, shouted as Kassim was trying to rob him, and he's only getting it back to Smith, and he's going to get back. He's urged to shoot, but they're not going to, despite Townsend leaving his goal well clear there. There was proper danger on. Had Brighouse attempted it, and now it's with Bentley and gets it to the right-hand side and now out to play for him. Well, every Brighouse fan in this stadium was shouting, shoot, 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 shoot. None of the players were listening, and Townsend was able to get back to his goal, and that is a bit of a let-off for Townsend, who hasn't really been caught out by his meanders upfield yet this season, but almost was there. As that's a bit of a pull from Goodwin, and a slight chance for Poole has to save that, and he goes back for Baker here, and starts to look a bit ragged towards the end of this half as Poole flicks on looking for Watson. Phillipson heads it back, but only back to Rawson here. Rawson's going to press forward. He lays it off for the run of Turner on the left-hand side, who then gets it to Watson, and he's looking to turn, but he's going to get shoved off. Well, I thought shoved off it by Baptista. Baptista's a bit too heavy with it, and it's going to be a free kick. Another good opportunity for Stocksbridge. Wouldn't it be great to see Stocksbridge use this set piece well and try and see if we could kill the game off in the first half. Liversidge are 1-0 up on Sheffield FC through Marley Blair. As Manchester United have equalised against Brighton, Rasmus Højlund has scored, and Thomas Poole stands over it. Is West Ham leading? Can he get Stocksbridge making it 3-0 up, but it's headed away, that free kick, and Watson's going to get it on the right-hand side. He's trying to cover it to go out for a corner. He does so, and it is going to be now a corner kick on this right-hand side. Yeah, so oh, it's Poole here with the corner. Usual suspects up there with Oglesby, but there is actually one less man than usual because Jordan Lemon's not going up for these corners. Like the other centre-back usually playing at centre-back today, Lemon. Well, looking for the near post, headed on. It was Oglesby with a header there, but nothing doing. And now it's gone back for Smith, who's going to clear this one out. He gets it to Drake, who's kept it in well. And Baptista with a good touch. Well, I thought it was a good touch. Oglesby's nipped in and lobbed it off him. He might turn into attack with Watson here, who's cutting inside. Watson cuts inside. He's going to look. He's going to go down the line, and he's trying to take the shot. Goes across the 6-yard. No one there to tap it in. Paul was stretching. In the end, it's Darius Smith who's got to knock it out for the corner kick. Great play from Jack Watson, who's been absolutely fantastic in this game so far. Now for a corner kick on this right-hand side. Here comes corner kick, looking for the far post. Goodwin just too high for Goodwin, that. And it's going to be Phillipson who's the first onto it. He's trying to turn this into counter, but Tinker stepped forward well to just boot that one into the fences and you make it be a throw-in. 43 minutes gone in this game, and it is 2-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Goals coming from Thomas Poole and Ross Goodwin. The Chesterfield Carskill going well here. As Ross Goodwin fights for it in midfield, heads it beyond, but Smith will head it right back. And before puts touch from Brighouse, gives it back to Turner, but Turner loses it after a bit of losing out on that battle of physicality. And this is a good looking ball here to Gibbons on the right hand side. If he can keep it in, he will keep it in with the cross first touch, but it's too heavy and high for anyone. I don't think he could have. He had to head it twice. It's his height to try and get on that as Goodwin boots it off Grant to get the throw for Stocksbridge. I think it might well be 1 minute at a time, I think I heard there, but we're going to see. Sam's got the board out. And Baker's going to head over to take this throw quite slowly as well. Baker taking his time here as well. Bit of time waste, I think that is, but going down. But we headed back into the air. Goodwin will get the second header forward before it's headed right back. Poole goes into Gus Goodwin there. No communication between the two, and the head tennis continues before it goes back for Lemon, who's just going to boot that one back forward. Rawson is actually going to win that battle of physicality. Sakura. Rawson on the right-hand side. He's going to try and find Watson. Can Watson get the finish? What a save from Roxburgh! Oh, I thought Rawson's cross was fantastic. Watson has got just needs to get it over it, and he gets the strike towards goal. But Roxburgh with a fantastic point-blank save, who saves Brighouse on this occasion. We're going to have 1 minute at a time here. Goes to Poole here. Then trying to get it back to Baker, but it can't do with the harassment. He's going to send it long, looking for Goodwin here. And Goodwin is going to get it on the right-hand side, but his cross has been blocked, and now it's back here with Smith. Smith will clear it downfield. Lemon steps up to head it away, but back to Smith, who puts it into midfield for Drake. Then back now for Bentley, who's looking to get on the right side, but Tinker will have that covered, takes the touch and clears that one away to Watson, who takes the touch and he's looking to turn. Just shame he didn't finish because he had a fantastic game so far. Turn lays it over to Goodwin, then back to Hogg, who gets it forward to Rawson, back to Paul, and then he's looking for the first touch pass, looking for Paul, but that's a bit too beyond him, and it's going to go back to Roxburgh. Lovely one-touch passing from the Steels there, just unfortunately didn't pay off. Newton Aycliffe have equalised against Ossett United. Cole Keenan has scored for him there. And that will be half-time here. You can't ask for much better from Stocksbridge in this first half. They lead 2-0 in this game. The first goal coming from Thomas Poole, and then a flick on at the near post. We've got the second here for the Steels. Ross Goodwin scoring his first of the season. Stocksbridge lead 2-0 against Brighouse Town. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back here to Brackenmore for the second half that has just begun. We were trying to get a few admin things done before we got Zoom, but then we got rushed. So we have a couple as the game gets underway again here with the Steels leading 2-0. Just like you know, I'm Adam Allcroft, and the sponsor of this commentary is Jason Rolson, carpet fitter and supplier. So there has been a substitute for Gaza. You may have just heard over the tannoy is that Jack Normanton has come on for Myron Gibbons, and already Brighouse on the attack for this corner kick. So we've got Stocksbridge Park Steels in the yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, kicking from right to left in this half, and Brighouse in the navy shirt, orange shorts, and orange socks, kicking from left to right. We're going to need a new ball already as well. So we're just waiting for this corner to go in, as Normanton will look to be the one to try and turn this game around for Brighouse, as they have not, after a bright start, they conceded in their first attack, and it's not really gone well for them since. But here comes the Brighouse attack going in, headed away at the near post by Curtis Turner. Watson's trying to rush to keep it in, but instead it's going to go out for Brighouse. Crowley. Welcome back here. So we'll go through the teams in a second when we've had a little bit of a die down. We also got some stuff to tell you about from other games, because there's been a bit of a going on over at Winterton and North Ferriby match of Lincolnshire, well, Humberside Derby, that really. As Brighouse got it, Kasim's controlling it, trying to get it back, but Goodwin's in, and then eventually Turner cleared, but only back to Baptista. So Baptista will get in, and he's going to put the ball across and behind Kasim. Kasim has to go over to the left wing to chase it. Forced outwards back into central midfield now. It's with Grant. Brighouse doing quite well, trying to put the ball into the middle, and then Butterworth tries to get on the left side. Is that too much for Kasim to chase? It is. It's going to be a Stocksbridge throw. So yes, so the Stocksbridge team is as follows. It's Ben Townsend in goal, Bailey Ty Baker, Jack Tinker, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Jordan Lemon, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, who's the captain, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The bench is Dan Grayson, Alex O'Connor, Curtis Davis, Oliver Novak, and Andy Ring, as Rawson's trying to get on the attack here, but then he loses it under his feet, and it's back in midfield for Brighouse. Just trying to see if this might turn into something, because Poole, a good pass from Poole there to Turner, but he's only going to get back to defence. So Brighouse's team is as follows. So it's Mikey Roxburgh in goal, then it's Nario Baptista, Darius Smith, Sam Bentley, Alexander Phillipson, Joshua Grant, Mohamed Kasim, Sam Drake, and Jack Normanton, who has just come on for Myron Gibbons. So it's just on Brighouse. They're trying to attack here. Obviously got a foot in though. Tinker clearly, but it comes off the back of Oglesby. It's with Normanton on the right hand side here. And it does eventually go out to play for Brighouse throwing. Throwing it down the line, looking here to get it in, and now it's going to be Drake leaves it here for himself there, gets it, lays it off. Here comes a shot, and then it's blocked and cleared by Oglesby, but on the way back to Grant. Grant trying to get it through to Kasim. Tackle and block, but it's still with Brighouse, still trying to get through. Baker, a bit of a late challenge from Baker, and it's a well-deserved free kick there. And I think he was unhappy with something Charlie Oglesby did, and it's going to be a dangerous free kick early into this half for Brighouse on that left-hand side. So very dangerous one. Manchester City have equalised against West Ham United. Jeremy Duku has scored for them against the Hammers. And we will let you know about this North Ferriby thing afterwards, because we need a bit of time to talk about it. And do a bit of research as well. But first, we have a big moment in this game early on in the second half, as there is a free kick for Brighouse. Here comes free kick. It's blocked by the wall and then booted away by O'Connor. It's going to go all the way back to Phillipson in their own central defence. Steele's looking to return into standard position. Baptista tries to get through. Tackled by Watson. It's a throw in for Brighouse. Baptista throws it down the line, headed up into the air, and then going to battle in midfield. Goodwin passes it back to Tinker. Tinker controls and sends it long, and for Phillipson heads it away. Goodwin will head him on to Rawson, and then it's controlled here from Kasim, and Kasim will now spread it to Butterworth on the left-hand side. Brighouse have come out firing in this half so far as they look to get back into this game. Cross going to go in, it's beyond everyone, and out for a goal kick. So yeah, let's just look. North Ferriby, they've gone 1-0 up in their game against Winterton, an own goal according to football web pages, though their Twitter says it's Tom Corner. They've also, but then, post that, and I don't know where the timings have come into this, Stephen Ridley and Clay Bryant have been sent off for Winterton. So North Ferriby are leading 1-0 against 9-man Winterton. I wonder if that was a controversial goal that some of the Winterton players have been a bit wound up about. Also, just so you know, before the half ended, Jordan Lamb equalised for Dunstan against Ashington as Goodwin, I think, just took out one of the players for Brighouse. The game's continuing. It's Brighouse who is continuing with, and the player is now back up as Norman tries to weave through the defence, but Hogg tackles, and Hogg will look to get the launch on it. And Poole was now appealing for a free kick because of a shirt pulled, but no, Ian Richards seems unhappy about the appeals of it rather than trying to chase the ball down. Sikora sends the ball long, headed back away Oglesby, and then it's going to in the middle. Polkroff and Bentley as it goes to Watson, and Watson tried to get past the man, but it's going to miss that, and then cleared down line by Baptista. Oglesby will fight for it, heads it away to Hogg. Hogg touches it to Tinker on the left, and then Tinker will try to slice it, and it goes out for Brighouse. Throw-in. 50 minutes gone in this game, and it is 2-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steelers. As there's two balls on the pitch at the moment, so just got a bit of a delay. Oh. That, by the way, the Man United equaliser was chalked off for VAR, just to let you know, so it's 1-0 still to Brighton there. Aston Villa's goal ahead was also chalked off because Crystal Palace are leading 1-0 through Odsonne Edouard. VAR is having a lot to say, so guess what they're going to talk about on Match of the Day tonight? Anyway, it's a throw-in for Brighouse in a good position at the moment through Nario Baptista. Trying to throw it down the line. They try to knock it down the line for a chase, but it's two beyond everyone, and it is going to be a Stocksbridge thrown right next to their own corner flag. Friend going around looking for Rawson, who heads it on, but only goes to score. Then back to Goodwin, who's going to boot it down, but Phillipson will head it right back, and Oglesby will have it covered, and Oglesby's trying to cover it, and he clears it off his man, and it goes to Goodwin. Goodwin has time, and he's going to take one long for Watson to chase. Phillipson, though, gets a good header away onto it. That was vital. Also, Baptista did try and keep it in, but it is going to be out for a Stocksbridge throw. Stocksbridge just need to get out their own half at the moment, I think, just for a few minutes, just because of the pressure that Brighouse have put on in these early games. No real clear-cut chances, but still, you'd rather not be in your own half. Belpro back to 3-1 up against Bridlington. Kevin Bastos, who's been the leading scorer in this league, has put them a 3-1 out. Tinker's going to throw down, looking for Rawson, who's come out of the box on the left-hand side here. The challenge from Phillipson goes in and knocks out for a friend close to the corner flag. Tinker throws it to Watson. Watson gets a bit of a shunt and loses the ball, but then he gets it back. He's going to continue, tries to chip it, looking for Goodwin, but headed away for it, gets to him, and then goes to Bentley, who can boot that one away. Dangerous ball. Goodwin was waiting. Lemon's trying to knock it onto the left-hand side too. Tinker, who hooks it over to Watson. But no offside given there. Thought it might have been. Trying to beat his man, and he's not really got much help to it, but he does now as he passes it to Turner. Turner misses his kick there, and then will turn, and he's going to run it. He flicks it through to Tinker, who is going to lay it off looking for Watson, but it's too ahead of him, and that ends that display. And now there could be a counter on. They're going to get it to walking to the left-hand side to Darius Smith. Smith has to fight to try and keep it in. He slides to try and keep it in. He also fails to keep it in. By the way, if you are listening to us, please, whether you are Stockbridge or Brighouse, please do comment there. We do like the odd friendly away fan if they're in the comments, even if you are goading us a bit, because that does happen from time to time. Hello, Ashington. But yes, we do like it, so please do feel free to comment, and you help the stream along and all, because more people see it on there. As I do. I was just wondering there, the ball went back. It's gone out for a goal kick now, but Phillipson was covering that, and I thought he might have just got a bit of a touch onto it by accident. He hasn't. That's what the linesman's saying anyway, and it is going to be a goal kick. Luke Mangum has just scored for Sheffield FC. He's equalised from the spot. He's in very good form there for the oldest club. Ball going long here, and then headed back by Turner to Watson, who heads on for Rawson. Lays off Turner, tries to pass him well, but by Phillipson, who's having a really good game in the second half. Come out very well. As he goes to Kasim here, and Tinker's fighting for the ball, and Tinker wins it with him Goodwin, and gets it to Tinker, he's trying to go down, Tinker gets tripped, it's a free kick there. And then Baptista boots it away. What I will say is that while Ian Richards was appealing for the yellow, I think that happened so quickly that he was part of honest play rather than just being a bit cynical. Referees are more on this though at the moment. So back foot, John and Lemon is going to take, and he's going to just take the pass off to Tinker. No one's really aware of it yet. Tinker's going to put a cross in. I think it's not a great one, but Goodwin's fighting for it, heads it back, but Bentley's on it first. Tinker going to Rawson has it now, but he's then tackled and Brighouse clears it, but only blocked by Hogg. But then second time of asking, Brighouse clear. Lemon heads it forward, and no one really onto that one. Lemon was shouting for Tinker to get onto it, but it is going to go out for a throw into Brighouse. 55 minutes into this game at the moment, and it is 2-0 to Stocksbridge. Baptista throws it down here to Oglesby, who heads it away. Cassim will head it back onto that right-hand side to Normanton. Tries to get through to, but a good touch off him too. Cassim lays it off for Normanton. He's looking for the space. Tries to get the pass through, but it's blocked. Darius Smith is going to be on it on the left-hand side, though. Smith could play right foot across, looking for the far post beyond everyone. And that one's going to bounce harmlessly out for a goal kick. So, and I can see Jack Normanton is the one rushing over to make sure Ben Townsend gets that ball back as quickly as possible. But it is actually going to be a substitution, the second one of the game for Brighouse, as Jack Crook is making his way on. And it's Sam Drake coming on.
Jack Crook.
So that is Jack Crook, one of the two Jacks on the bench, coming on for Brighouse, and he'll be looking to try and steal Brighouse's way back into this one. Townsend skews it towards Tinker, who heads it back into play. Look for Rawson, who heads it back for Watson. Watson slices the ball forward, but Turner's able to head it forward, but only back for Sikora to head it away. That head tennis working out in Brighouse favours. Cassim heads it on, but over back to Butterworth, who's going to now look to get this onto the left wing. Having a bit of a battle with Baker, but he's pushed him off the ball and put it past him, but only for Hogg to get around to Rawson, who needs to hold the ball up, force back, but it's back to Poole, who's going to look for the runner Watson here. And Watson, I think, didn't get the greatest touch, but he could cause a problem with it. Baptista, though, onto it first to boost it away out for a throw-in. Liversidge are back ahead against Sheffield FC through Alex Wallerton. And Belper are now 4-1 up on Bridlington through Alex Troke. So it goes down, and Baptista gets a bit of a touch onto it, but it's a throw-in very close to the edge of the box now for Stocksbridge. Tinker will well, normally Tinker throws things short. So I've never seen a long throw from Tinker, and now we see the break to get it, but he's going to try and throw it into the box. It's headed away back to Watson, who I think was trying to wait for it to go perfectly for him to shoot, but that did allow a player to nip in and clear it away. Back with Townsend now, who has to watch it. Cassim almost onto him there. Gets through to Rawson, who touches it on, and almost getting over through to Watson. Now back with Oglesby. Oglesby will tip on again, looking for Watson, who but headed away by Phillipson, and it's going to go out for a throw in here. 57 minutes gone in this game. There's the substitutes, all a very young bench here. Well, I say very young. 4 young players. I'm on quite well. Curtis Turner isn't aware of the throwing being taken and misses his chance to run onto it. He does actually well to keep it off, but knock it off Baptista and keep it in. Baptista has the ball now, though, and he is going to pass it now out to Crook, who then can't keep holding himself for a throw. How that worked out for Stockbridge, I don't know, but it did, so we won't complain. As Tinker will throw it into the box looking for Rawson, but he hasn't got enough length on it. It's headed away by Baptista. Crook gets it, and back to Baptista, who miscontrols it now. Tinker would put it across the box, and Goodwin was waiting, but cleared away by Sikora. Watson fighting for it before Crook can get a big clearance onto it. Bounces awkwardly. Cassim's going to fight for it, but Lemon will get to it first and then boots it back to Townsend, who boots it right back out. Look for Rawson, who chests it down to Turner, who miscontrols it a bit, and then he's going to fight for the ball, just about keeps it, but then eventually Grant gets in on him, and then Grant, when he loses the ball, gets a free kick. So, free kick Brighouse, and he's thinking of taking it up quickly, but he won't do. It's going to just go inside the half. Back for Phillipson. It's just inside the centre circle, this free kick on Brighouse's side. But they have sent lots of players forward to try and cause problems here. Here comes a long ball forward. Townsend's going to think about getting this. He does claim it. So there was a slip from one of the Brighouse players there. Butterworth there as they were trying to get him, but it is easily claimed by Townsend. He'll have them all day long. 59 minutes gone in this game. 2-0 to the Steels. The ball goes long, look for Rawson, who heads it to looking for Poole here, but well in from Smith. Heads it back to Goodwin, who controls. Back to Hogg, and Hogg's not really great on the ball there. Butterworth gets it. He's trying to lay a pass off for Normanton, but the passes let him down there, and it's back with Townsend now. He's just taking his time. Townsend going to roll it out in front of him. Sending it along, looking for Rawson, but headed back away by Sikora. Only back for Hogg to head it forward before Phillipson heads it right back. Lemon then heads it, but he's trying to head it down to the ground for Turner to collect. Turner pass it back down to Goodwin to Hogg, who's put one for Poole chase. I think that's a bit deep. Poole's just too deep to try and chase onto that, and Roxburgh will claim that one inside his box. Sheffield have level again. Luke Aldrich has just equalised to them. It's 2-2 there between them and Liversedge. Exciting game up in West Yorkshire. Ball goes long as Tinker heads it off the back of Crook, and that's allowed Kassim to get in, but then cut out by Lemon, who clears that one long. Roxburgh will step out of his box to go and take this, and he will boot that one back down long. And Oaksby will head that one away, look for Watson, who heads it on for Rawson, and Rawson will get it back to Watson. Watson's trying to burst forward centrally, cuts back though a bit, and pass it back to Hogg, and good play from him, but has allowed Brighouse to get back. Matt Poole is going to look for the run of Baker, but cut out by Smith's out for a throw into the Steels. Now it's back now for Baker. I notice every time I put the Sky Sports video print on to check that, I get Martin just looking over between, who is in Man United still behind as it goes to Goodwin here on the right-hand side, tries to put the ball in, but no, it doesn't even get off his man. It's out for a goal kick. 61 minutes gone in this game so far. Less than half an hour to go of normal time. And the ball goes long here from Roxburgh, headed away by Tinker, but going to be just knocked right back there by Bentley, and it's going to be a fight on this right-hand side here with Kassim trying to put a ball in, and he does knock it off. The stops around, and Brighouse will have a corner kick. Ian Richards doesn't seem happy with the linesman for a particular reason. So another more solid defender needed from Stocksbridge on this occasion. Brighouse do have most of their players up. It's Alexander Phillipson, who's just slowly makes players one I'm watching, just because he's had a really good second half, in my opinion. Really headed everything away. Looks pretty young as well. Very impressive performance from him in the second half. Very left ball looking for Phillipson on the far end. It's going to be a bit clumsy there in the box. It ricochets, and it's going to be a goal kick. And Will Powell is not a particularly happy man about it on the sideline there. Neither are any of the Brighouse players. And it's going to go about now for a goal kick for the Steels to take. I think this time last year, Stocksbridge were beating Marine 2-1 in the last minute. And the last substitution is happening, and it's a bit of... That is a bit of a shock to see. Brighouse's leading scorer, Mohamed Kassim, 9 goals already this year. Being on fire, he's been taken off, and Jaden Major is the man brought on. Now, I can't say Kassim's had a great game. I mean, you would think with his ability to get himself on the score sheet, he would have stuck on for the full 90 minutes. It's a gutsy call from Will Powell. And yeah, we are not very long into the game in the second half, and all 3 subs have been made. And Rawson heads it on, and Watson's peeled off his man. Watson's into the box, just needs a finish. To the steal, Watson with an incredible cap it off with a goal. It's Route 1 football, just a flick on header for Watson, and he gets his finish absolutely perfect and puts it into the bottom corner. It is as traditional football as you can get from Stocksbridge Park Steels. But if it works, and you can't complain. And Watson gets a big cheering round of applause from the home fans here. I think we are having fans falling in love with Watson today because his performance has been nothing short of top class. And Brighouse will get the game underway here. It's been probably Stockbridge's best performance of the season so far as well. Brighouse just getting the ball there, getting back up attacking wise at the moment. Throwing it into the box, but then it's Hoghead having to dribble out of it before passing to Sinker, who just gets the boot away. Game isn't over yet. We've seen non-league comebacks of this scale before. So Stockbridge will have to just be careful on it here as Watson gets a touch and then gets it turned to Rawson. But tried to clear it off, but Turner can't get it under his feet there, goes right for him. Tried it, there's a little smirk from him as he does it. And then it's going to be out to play for a Brighouse throwing. 65 minutes gone in this game. Brighouse made all 3 subs so far. Stocksbridge have made none, and I do suspect we'll see both Novak and Davis might make debuts a bit later on with the result. Maybe perhaps sealed as Rawson goes down, and he's clutching his ankle as he goes down, which that is a bit worrying. Actually looks okay now. He might back to his feet. Not particularly happy with that challenge there, but so free kick here for Lemon to take on the. He's been told to go about a yard or 2 back by the linesman. I say this linesman here, who I believe is Jamie Motorboys, has the best beard. As an attempt to get it to outside left wing doesn't work, goes out for a goal kick. I'm telling you, this is beard of the year competition from our linesman over there. Some goals to tell you about. Craig Spooner has put Ashington 2-1 up against Dunstan, and Grantham are leading 1-0 against Grimsby Borough. Bradley McGregor has scored for the Gingerbreads. As not 4 by Brighouse, but it's going to be comfortable for Baker to deal with. Baker will pass it now back to Townsend, who boots it forward to Turner. Turner takes a touch now back here to Hogg. Hogg lays it off for Goodwin, and Goodwin back to 50-50, gets it through to Poole though, and Poole's going to cut inside. Poole tries to get it across to Hogg, but it's intercepted well by Jack Crook, who's trying to left to the left-hand side, but then Poole with a sliding challenge blocks off, and it's going to be sub-throwing because it comes off Grant last. Some good challenges going in at the moment. Fair. And it's now back here for Baker. Throwing it down the line and headed on by Goodwin, looking for Rawson, and Rawson's fighting, and he gets a touch on to Watson, cuts back, and he's going to look for the run of Turner here, and now he's going to try and find him. It's deflected, and it's behind Turner. The flag is not going up. He's indicated it's not offside, the linesman. Turner here will lay it off to Watson on the edge of the box. He just gets it caught under his feet a bit, looking to get through. He got the space, takes a shot, blocked by scorer. Back to Turner, takes a shot, deflected, and out for a corner kick. Stocksbridge looking to get their 4th of the game here. Also, I just want to wish our sponsor, Jason Rawson, a happy 50th birthday today. Hey, Jason, obviously the father of Luke, and he's our sponsor as well, and he's always great to talk to at these match days, and we just want to say thank you for him for sponsoring us, coming to all the games. I'm sure Luke appreciates you really coming to all of them. As Poole flicks the ball into the box, Oglesby misses his header and it's just cleared out, but there's a free kick actually for Oglesby pushing, actually. Looking quite awkward down in the physio, he's going to have to come on here because I think it's Alexander Phillipson there, who we've had a lot of praise for in the second half, and he just looking quite uncomfortable on the pitch there. Martin, a full-time shout that out as well for Jason Wilson, Luke's dad. Yeah. So we're just having a little break in play here. We're going to have a water break here as we do it. So we are on the 68th minute. Just another goal to tell you about is that Ashington have extended their lead over Dunstan. Paul Van Zandvliet has scored for them. There's this Brighouse. You do wonder when it turns a bit like this, what should Brighouse do? Should they throw absolutely everything, see if they can get back into it, or should they just try and ride out and make sure that the goal difference isn't too bad? Always a debate when there's this amount of time left when it's technically possible, but still quite unlikely. Ooh. As we continue, and we have a goal that Martin will want to know about. Fulham are leading 1-0 against Luton Town. We know he quite likes Fulham, so Alves Moret has scored. So it looks like we are going to resume. Alexander Phillipson back on his feet. The worry for Brighouse would be that obviously they've made all 3 substitutes. So if Phillipson can't continue, they will be down to 10 men for the rest of the game. Now he is back to his feet, looks fine. I think you'd expect him to be able to return, but see what their physio says. The young woman who's the Brighouse physio. He's going to take a drink. I think it looks like he will return, and Roxburgh will boot it out. Roxburgh, just note that Roxburgh, when he last played here for Liversidge just a few weeks ago, Liversidge lost 3-0 to Stocksbridge, and it looks like it's going to be the same result here as things stand. So the ball goes in and now tried to be booted out, but it's going to go. Brighouse do keep that one in. Play it off for Goodwin, and Goodwin will control it and pass it back to Tinker. Tinker takes the touch, and Tinker will boot it down line for Rawson, who comes off his back. He wasn't aware for it for a second, and then he lays off for Watson. He's got Turner as a run, but he can't find him, and he does get dispossessed and cleared upfield for Nuckmanton, who has a battle with Lemon, and Lemon's passing it back and has to be covered by Oglesby. Townsend confidently takes it out of his box before clearing outfield, and goes to Grant, and Townsend thought had to quickly get back into his goal, but Turner gets onto it. Goes to Poole now, and Poole flicks on for Goodwin, who chests it down well. He's going to lay it off for Baker to run onto. It's a good run from Baker coming up. Tries to get it now back to Turner. Turner looking for space for the shot, but now he's going to lay it off for Watson instead on the left-hand side. Watson trying to cut inside and battle with Baptista. He's looking to turn, gets it down the left-hand side. He's still looking, and he's forced backwards, then back to Turner, who takes the touch, and then back to Watson, who's looking right foot to put the ball in. It's a very powerful ball, and no one's going to get a nice poor one from Watson. A rare miscue from the winger. I'm going to see what's happening here on the bench, just trying to see it. Because Oliver Novak's staying stood up at the moment. I'd love to see some of the youngsters come on in the later parts of this game. As Rawson just fighting for it here and then booted out by Brighouse. Ogilvy's just got to cover that one, and he does. He heads it back to his Townsend. We are 67 minutes into this game, as it's touched on to Poole, who is going to be forced backwards here, and then back to Baker, who will knock it forward to Goodwin, touches it back, first touch to Hogg. Hogg will look to switch play to Watson. It's just a bit short, allows Baptista to head it back here to Grant in the middle, who will boot, well, to Cook, I mean, in the middle. He's going to boot one for to Chase, but that's too far for anyone, and it's going to go back for Townsend. Just had a tweet from someone called Graham Bentley, who I presume is a relative of Sam Bentley, who's placed on us. Actually, Rawson heads on for Watson. It's similar, but this time he doesn't get the right touch and he goes out for a goal kick. Chris says he was in line with that goal, and he was and the 11 was about 5 yards offside. Liner on the far side having a mare. I can't say particularly so. Phillipson is down, sitting again, and the physio has just been called on again, back to be called on, but Phillipson is back to his feet, and it looks like Brighouse will now actually be down to 10 men for the rest of the game, with Phillipson having to go off injured, and that's not the way you ever want to see it, really. Because I think he's actually had quite a good second half, Phillipson. But he will be Brighouse down to 10 men as we wait for this game to resume. Alex O'Connor, it looks like he's warming up. It's a bit of a slice one forward from him, but and then Turner will try and keep him in, and he does, and Brighouse is on favour though, but Stocksbridge clear. Baptista then clears right back. Goodwin goes in on the header. It bounces awkwardly, goes to Butterworth, who looks to get into some space. Poole tried to nip in. He did nip in well there. Goes back to Oglesby. Poole collects it off him. Passes back to Tinker, clearance upfield, deflects slightly, but goes to Watson, who tries to head it beyond Baptista, but Baptista's covered him well. Now back for Bentley, who covers the defence well, and then it's booted away. Goes to Normanton, who's in that centre forward role, but he's tackled by Lemon, who's going to carry it forward onto the right-hand side. Lemon continues to push forward here. Looks like Alex O'Connor will be coming on very shortly. As Stockbridge is dispossessed on the right wing, and Brighouse tried to bring out, but Turner blocked it away, and still with Brighouse, but then as they clear upfield, it's just going to go comfortably back to Luke Hogg, who then is going to give it back to Townsend, who boots that one right back upfield, and it's Poole flicks it away, and he's going to go centrally here, but no one really was going for it, which allowed Sam Bentley to defend here. Saying Steve Turner, I can see in the comments saying, good stuff, Stocksbridge. Stephen Silence lifting from Ick Miller? I think that might have been a typo on your part there, mate. I've never heard of that place in my life. As Brighouse having attacked me. I've just heard Ollie Novak being summoned over. This may be a debut for the Stocksbridge Academy product. Ball goes in from Brighouse, head away by Bacon, and Turner heads it beyond, but that might just bounce up. It's actually going to go for a throwing close to the flag. Some goals to tell you about. North Ferriby are 2-0 up on Winston. Danny Clark has scored there. And Grimsby River equalised against Grantham. Harvey Tomlinson scoring. Brighouse throwing here next to the corner flag at the moment. Throwing going in towards Butterworth, who is controlling it well. Women's pressure back to Baptista, who puts the cross in, looking for fine, but Baker will cover that one, and he's going to try and take it forward and tries to knock it, looking for Poole, but he's going to be robbed of it as he gets towards the halfway line, and Brighouse have it back. But then Poole goes in with a tackle, gets it to Goodwin, and then back with Poole, who sent one for Rawson to chase on the right-hand side. It is Oliver Novak coming on here. The young 18-year-old lad is about to make his senior debut. And he's wearing the right number as they make one final check. So he's going currently with Brighouse, but then it goes out for a goal kick there. Ick Miller in Turkey. Oh, I've never actually heard of that place. So hope you're enjoying Turkey. I'm off to the rivalry place, Greece, very shortly. So Alex O'Connor will also be coming on, I can see at the same time. Both got the shirts on ready to come on. So I'm just taking a picture of Ollie because I'm sending a picture to his aunt because I work with his aunt. And she'll be very excited to see her nephew who make his debut. And here it comes. So Alex O'Connor is one coming on, but the big news is Ollie Novak, who's come through the Stocksbridge Park Steels youth system. Played for the under-18s as they went unbeaten last year, was the leading scorer for the reserves last year. Yeah, he is about to come on and make his senior debut for the first team. A much anticipated moment. Also coming on is Alex O'Connor, who's coming off the centre. Round of applause there. The players coming off, Curtis Turner and Jack Watson. So a big move for Oliver Novak, who will make his debut here today. I presume Oliver Novak taking Watson's place on the left wing, a position he's more used to in the central midfield he played in when he was during pre-season. Oglesby heads it away, and Novak will look to get onto it, but it's headed away by Grant, only back to Hogg, and then back into midfield, and it's a bit of head tennis. Tinkle take the first touch, and he's going to send one for Novak to chase, and Novak will look to try and beat it before it goes on the line. Novak just about keeps it in. He's faced up with Baptista, putting a cross in. It's a teasing cross, but claimed by Roxburgh. It's a good little first move from Novak, and he gets a round of applause from the home fans here. As Oglesby's headed bounce off the back of Lemon here, and it's gone. It could be one here, but then the shot from Jaden Major is well over the bar. It was a bit of panic then for the Steel's defence, but nothing doing in the end. 78 minutes gone at the moment, and nothing doing. And it looks like Curtis Davis is now being summoned over, and he looks like he will come on and make his debut after signing from Long Eaton in the week. Jack Watson getting round applause as he returns to the dressing room here. Sent long here, looking for pull, but it's going to be Butterworth who heads it back away, and Normanton's trying to get on the end of it. Lemon can just about hit it, and then Oates gets it. Then there will be a free kick there, because Oglesby has gained contact with Normanton as he was just thinking he might be able to get through, and Oglesby might be in a bit of trouble here, actually, for last man. There is going to be, the physio is going to come on. I am interested to see what the referee does, because he... So I'm going to be intrigued to see what the referee says. I don't think there'd be much argument there. Ashington, just on that, Ashington have just had 2 men sent off as they lead. Simon Jacob and Nathan Buddle. And good news for one of our relatives of one of our officials, Ben Rhodes has scored for Belper Town. The son of Dave Rhodes, who is one of the people who works on our pathway system, which has just worked out so well with Oliver Novak coming on to make his debut. Belt Pontefract also 2-0 upon Stockton, Louis Cholton scoring. So we're just having a bit of wait for the treatment here. I've not seen the referee put a card out just yet. So we just had a bit of a delay here because this treatment is lasting a while before this free kick. A good opportunity to ruin the, to make this ground a bit nervous again. We're just waiting. It's in here, and it is going to. I'm waiting for the card to come out, and it is going to. I think we're just waiting for the card. I'm just. So the card is coming up, but it might well be. Is it for Butterworth? It seems we're not too sure here. So I believe that Ashley Butterworth for Brighouse have been informed by their Brighouse media team that he's the one who's getting the booking. I believe for dissent. And now it's going to be a free kick here for Brighouse, just outside the. It's in the semicircle on the edge in the box, basically in the middle. So Townsend could have to go either way. And it's the number 7. Here it comes the shot, just wide of the far post. It's actually taking a deflection there. Jaden Major's free kick, take deflection. It's going to be a corner kick here. So another one for Stocksbridge defender being kept honest in this as we approach the end of the game. Here comes a very lofty ball for the Pies. A very poor corner, really, but Sikora will go and collect it on the left-hand side to see if they can make anything of this. They're going to get it towards the edge of the box here, and Butterworth beats his first man. It appeals for a penalty. It's not given, and then it's going to be offside given eventually. I wondered if you'd listen to the appeals then for a second, but no, it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick. I think so we just wait. So here comes the next substitution is that Curtis Davis is coming on and Thomas Poole coming off. So Curtis Davis, who has been in various youth systems, but most prominently in Mansfield Towns, he's been in Long Eaton most recently, helped them in that amazing run of form that got them promoted, and he now comes here after not getting into their first team for the last few weeks because they're in the Midlands League now as well, and he has been in the Wensleyan United youth systems as well. He is not to be mistaken with the Derby County defender, Curtis Davis. There's no relation there. As Townsend sends this one long, Novak misses header, but it cleared away by Baptista. Tinker headed back forward, looking for Rawson, but then put it right back out by Bentley, who slipped into centre back. O'Connor will hook it forward, but then cleared back, and Novak will look to get onto it, but instead it's Tinker who clips it forward for O'Connor to try and chase. Baptista's the one who's covering and trying to cause some problems for Baptista, who has looked a bit uncertain when in these sort of positions. He is, and then he boots it off O'Connor and gets the throw in for Brighouse very close to their own corner flag. Long ball forward here, and O'Connor gets a touch and he knocks it off Crook and gets the throw in to Stocksbridge. But we're seeing it. The referee initially given the throw in over to Brighouse, but then the linesman has overruled him, and it is going to be Stocksbridge throw. It was Stocksbridge's throw in. It came off Jack Crook foot last. Tinker throws it down for Rawson. Rawson trying to keep it in. He's got a bit of support behind him as he gets it through to O'Connor, but then it's knocked off him, and it is going to be Brighouse. This one will be Brighouse's throw in. 84 minutes gone. We're getting close to the end of this one. Grantham have retaken the lead. Bradley McGregor scored a second goal, and Ossett United are back ahead against Newton Aycliffe. 2-1 there. As Goodwin will get onto this one, trying to slip through to Rawson, didn't get enough onto it, allowed Sikora to clear it away. Oglesby will boot it back for Novak, who heads it on, and then it's going to go back to Bentley, who clears it away. Turning on for Oglesby, who heads it back out, looking for Goodwin, who takes a touch backwards to Hogg, who touches sides to O'Connor, turns, pass it to Novak, who's looking to see if he can get onto the end of that. He's having a battle here, but Baptista gets a touch onto it. Baptista has it, getting urged not to foul by Ring, and then Baptista can only boot out play for Stockbridge throwing. Good work from Ollie Novak. The 18-year-old, a sign that the Stocksbridge youth system is working really well at the moment. As Tinker, a nasty one there from Joshua Grant, who gets his absolute arm round the neck of Jack Tinker, and that one is going to talk to his linesman here, the referee, because I think that one's going to be a straight red card there. Because he gets his full arm wrapped around the neck of Jack Tinker. It's incredibly dangerous and nasty challenge from a frustrated Joshua Grant. It's only a yellow card. That is a poor decision from a referee that I think has generally been good, but because that should have been a red card for an arm going exactly around the neck of it. I think maybe being at Canterbury, guys, it's not been a great performance from the away side here, but should have been a red card, in my opinion. And Grant has absolutely got away with that one. Because Tinker is still down getting treatment here. So it's just really, it's completely around the net. I can see where Richard's filming is. I wonder if he's got good footage of that one as well, Rich. Because I'd be interested in seeing it again. So Ian just checking it's okay. Checking Jack Tinker's okay, but he will have to go off and just make sure that Tinker's all right here. Because this has been quite a long stoppage. He is up, sitting up at the moment. Looking a bit rattled, Tinker, for that one. And Tinker will get applause. And surprisingly, won't have to go off the field. But Hogg will now take this free kick. Now. Hogg curling the ball in. Rawson heads it on. It's beyond everyone. Oglesby could have potentially got onto the end of that. Out for a goal kick now. 87 minutes here. So now back here. So we're getting 6 minutes. I think Lycott might be a bit early, bit fast as Oglesby heads it back away. Rawson will look to chase this one, but Sikora should have it covered. It's going to go back to Roxburgh. Rawson will continue his sprint. Sliced by Roxburgh. It's going to bounce up. Luckily, it's gone into a decent position for him because it's gone into the left back row. Oliver Novak and Luke Rawson could have potentially been on it had it gone in towards their area. And now it's back for Baker to take it. This throw-in. Taken by Roxburgh, just completely slicing it. 171 people here today. Thank you for everyone who's attended this game. Liversidge are back ahead against Sheffield FC. Jack Dyche has scored that one in that game. And Manchester City are 3-1 up on West Ham. Erling Haaland has scored. Would you expect anyone else to have? As Novak's just come back well to defend a potential counter-attack. Lemon's on the ball. Novak will collect and pass it back to Townsend here. Townsend will take the touch here and send it forward, looking for O'Connor, but it's going to go simply to Sikora, who boots it back away. Baker will fight and push forward, looking here for the right winger, but it's going to then by Curtis Davis. There is his first touches, but I don't know who it was for a second, and it's looking for Curtis Davis again, but it's then blocked away from him. Davis on the right wing replacing Thomas Poole. He just flicks it on, but it's going to be intercepted by Crook there, who gets it back to Sikora, and Rawson in on him, back to Davis, who tried to find Goodwin again, but booted away. And then it's going to go all the way back into defence and controlled by Hogg. Hogg has it now. Hogg turns really well, carrying it forward. Clipped it forward, and then it's going to go out of play for a throw-in for Brighouse. Chesterfield are 1-0 up on Ebbsfleet. Dobra has scored. And it's just with Brighouse now at the moment. It goes in well. Novak's going to see if he can make the most of it. Almost does, and it's Bentley who stumbles as he gets the ball away. But cleared away by Brighouse, and they get it through to the left-hand side. It's a good ball to Butterworth. Here who's going to face up with Baker. Gets it backwards here. Now into midfield to Grant. Grant's going to look to get it cross-field looking for Crook. It's too far from him. He's going to go out for the goal kick. Back now for Townsend to take this. And that will be the 6 minutes at a time on the board here. I'm surprised we're leaving it that long. The game is pretty much done at this point. 3-0 to the Steels. Goals coming from 3 different sources. Thomas Poole, Ross Goodwin and Jack Watson. No Luke Rawson on the score sheet today, surprisingly. Ball goes long here, headed away by Ogsby to O'Connor, who flicks on looking for Novak, misses his touch, but Rawson might be able to make out of it. Maybe he can do it because it's just a great touch from Rawson, but Bentley has gone in well again to block him off. Then Rawson commits the foul. Rawson shakes his head in laughing at that one. Roxburgh will come back and claim this ball now. Here's the ball going long here. Headed away by Lemon. Not a great header. Baker will get onto it and he's going to boot that one out. It's going to be covered by by Darius Smith, who was then allowed to go and play for a throw-in right in front of the Oletenstein. Throws it inwards here to Butterworth, but his touch is heavy. It's out now for a Stocksbridge throw-in. So Stocksbridge are back in action on Tuesday night in Sheffield Senior Cup action. If you want to listen to commentary, you will have to go to our Twitter Spaces, where Dave Bradley will be taking you through it. Oh, it's 4-3, by the way, to Answorth against Maltby Main. There's a good game happening down there as Rawson tries to evade a tackle, but Brighouse get in on him and they're now carrying it away. Gets it through to Normanton. Tinker trying to get him a tackle, but Normanton is able to get away. Back now to that. Well, intercepted by Curtis Davis, and now it's with Hogg, who made a couple of tackles before clipping one long, but that's way too long, and back for Roxburgh. We're still in the first minute of added time here. As Roxburgh rolls it out in front of him. Sending it long here now. But headed on by Brighouse and almost there. It's getting through to Butterworth. Almost did it before Tinker. And then Tinker has just booted it right into Luke Hogg's face. And Luke Hogg's going to need a bit of treatment. And Tinker's going to have to make a few apologies. And probably buy him a drink at the bar after that for that one. Hoggy is back up. Tinker is apologising. It's not a nice one, that. You know, it hurts. So it's back for a throw-in here on the other side as with Baptista for this throw-in. Throwing it inwards, and Tinker will head away and get it to Goodwin. Goodwin clearance is charged down by Butterworth. That deflection takes it now to Darius Smith, who tries to put the ball in. It's headed out to the left-hand side for Crook. Crook will try and get it through to Butterworth, who slide tackles it and loses the ball to Goodwin, who keeps it in before booting it away. Ross trying to chase, but he's being pushed over there, and he will get a free kick for that one. So it's going to be a free kick for Stocksbridge on the halfway line here in the 3rd minute of added time. Still 3 minutes to go. As it's Townsend coming up to take this free kick. Townsend, who says he should take every free kick and every penalty. As he boots one long into the box looking for Ross, and it's beyond him. Baptista clears it. Hogg looks to be the man onto the ball. He turns well and allows it to go to Tinker, who lays it up for Novak. Novak here will try to get it beyond to Tinker, but it's blocked by Baptista. Will be a throw-in here on the left-hand side. Tinker will throw it into the box, but head away by Baptista. Novak will keep it in. Well, I thought he was going to keep it. He's going to like to go out for another throw-in. Throws it here to O'Connor, then back to Tinker, then to O'Connor again. O'Connor will then pass it to Novak. First time cross in, looking for Goodwin. Good, just misses the head of Goodwin, and it goes high and wide. Might be a throw in that more a goal kick. It is goal kick, but really good, dangerous ball from Oliver Novak. Whipped it in with some speed, that. Now it's back for Roxburgh to take this goal kick as we get closer and closer to the end of this game. We are in the 4th minute of added time now. Long ball goes forward. Baker trying to win the header. He does win it, and he's going to come away with the ball to his feet as well. Sending one from Goodwin to chase on the right wing, but it's just too far from him. It's going to be back with Roxburgh. Cleared it long here. Look, and it's going to be knocked on here by that is Normanton there on the left hand side, but he loses that battle and it goes out for a throw in on that right hand side. Been one of probably the best performance all season with Stocksbridge. They've just been confident in pretty much every aspect of the game, and it was just a very positive performance and just something that we'll remember quite a while here. As it goes now to O'Connor on the right side, trying to keep it in. He can't keep it in. It's going to be a throw in here. It does end this poor run of form in the league. Yes, there's a yellow card, I believe, for O'Connor for something. But and that will be full time here. So Stocksbridge Park Steels win 3-0 against Brighouse. The first goal coming in the first half. Some great play allowed Jack Watson took the ball across for Thomas Poole to tap in from close range. It was initially ruled out for offside, but the referee ruled it against to be onside, so it was 1-0 there. Then it would be 2-0 to the Steels. This time it was through Ross Goodwin, a flick on at the near post, allowed him to score his first of the season. In the second half, Jack Watson would make it free and really seal the game and allow players like Curtis Davis and Oliver Novak to make their debuts. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Adam Allcroft. We're sponsored by Jason Rawson, carpet fitter and supplier. On Tuesday night, we're against Durning District in the Sheffield Senior Cup. That's here at Brecon Moss. Please do come to that one. If you can't make it, we won't be having commentary on the YouTube channel. It will be on Twitter Spaces with Dave Bradley, and that will also be the same for the Vauxhall Motors match on Saturday in the FA Trophy. We look forward to seeing you then. I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you then.